Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I'm going to be trying out the Palladio Liquid Concealer. So recently I went to Sally Beauty Supply and tried to do a little haul of makeup, and I love trying out concealers, so I picked up a few different concealers. This cost like $9.29, I believe, and that seems expensive for this small concealer. And then I was just looking it up online and I'm having like buyer's remorse for getting this because this has terrible ratings. It has a terrible shade range. It does come in some like color correcting shades as well. But even like I'm trying to figure out how much coverage I'm going to get. It just says buildable coverage. And so we're going to put this to the test, but I'm very picky with my concealers, so unfortunately I'm not very hopeful about this. I got this in the shade Porcelain, which I think is the lightest shade that it comes in. It has a small doe foot applicator and like a thick, creamy looking formula. Typically I like to apply my liquid concealers with a dampened beauty sponge, but sometimes they look better when I blend it out with my finger. So maybe I'll try out both techniques, and I just really want to cover up my under eye circles. So let's start there. I'm just going to go ahead and apply a few dots. It's so actually thin as I'm applying it. I almost kind of want to just like go in with a little more. Let's start there and see how it blends out with my finger, if I can get some coverage. It's actually not blending out very easily with my finger. It almost seems like it's just like disappearing, and it's not looking very smooth. Yeah, it like all just transferred to my finger. That is so strange. I'm left with very light, patchy coverage. Okay, let's try. Maybe I'm going to try like putting some directly onto my finger and warming it up between my fingers, like kind of blending it a little bit. Let's see how that does. Yeah, it's so weird. It looks like very splotchy. That looks actually horrible. It's not like an even color. It's like I have to, oh my gosh. I have to like rub it rather than tap it because it doesn't have full opaque color kind of. It's just like very splotchy and spotted pigments. I actually like this shade for me, but it is so hard to blend, so hard to get coverage. It doesn't seem overly drying either, but it's just like the pigments in here are so weird. Yeah, as I'm trying to like build it up, it's just kind of like moving the concealer already there and rubbing that off. Maybe it'll be better with the sponge. Yeah, that's just like, it did a little something for my under eye, but not enough. Let's try it out on the other eye, blending it out with the sponge. Maybe that will help it blend and look smoother. And I feel like I need to apply a lot. Oh, yeah, as you try to blend it, it seriously just erases. I think it is looking a little bit more smoother in terms of like the pigments when blended out with the sponge though, and so much faster with the sponge. It's supposed to be buildable, so let's see if it can build up or if it's just gonna keep like erasing away. that built up a little bit, but I don't know, my dark under eye circle is still pretty prevalent, but it definitely looks much smoother and blended with the sponge, which I'm relieved to see, but also surprised. And it looks pretty good in terms of like texture, smoothness. It's not too drying, but it's also not very hydrating either. So it's not really impressing me, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel like for more like light coverage, it's okay. But I don't want to have to settle for okay when I'm spending almost $10 on a concealer. I just feel like this is too like stuck in the past, the way concealers were probably like years ago. There's just such better ones out there. I am pleasantly surprised by there not being that much creasing. There's still a little bit of creasing on the lines on my under eyes, but not as much as I usually get with liquid concealers. So there are some good things about this, but it's just not going to be my go-to concealer because I need more coverage. I want a little bit more hydration. This is just very minimal in terms of coverage, in terms of like benefits to the under eye. I'm glad I got another Sally Beauty Supply concealer to try out because maybe the other one I got would be a better option to choose, because this one I just really cannot recommend. I just don't think it's good enough. It's not worth the price point. But if you've tried it out, I would love to hear what you think of it in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching my video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video.